So today we're at Hotel Hope Interiors and I'm having a conversation with Oliver. So Oliver, is this your brainchild?
It actually is.
Okay.
I don't know of any other charity shop that runs on a similar basis as Hotel Hope Interiors.
All right. So can you tell us a little bit about how that model differs from other charities?
So we run altogether 3 charity shops,
Okay.
and 2 run on the typical premise. People donate items. We sell it to low income groups, but people who have money, or to charity shop junkies,
Yes.
who just love going through kind of charity shops
hunt.
and exactly see it a little bit as a treasure hunt. Here at Hotel Hope Interiors, we've upped the ante a little bit. What we do here is 80% of what you see here has been bought in, mainly from household auctions, has then been upgraded. We work with upholsterers, we work with painters who are painting items, furniture restorers, and then it's being sold with 100% of the net proceeds going to 5 children's homes that we are running.
Wow, that's quite incredible. So
Thank
you buy second-hand furniture?
Correct?
On auction?
Yep.
You then take it and create work opportunities for a whole bunch of artisans in your network.
Absolutely.
And then the profits that you make are then looking after a children's home.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Thank you.
That's pretty
Thank
impressive.
you so much.
How long have you been doing this?
So I started Hotel Hope, the children's charity here in Johannesburg, in 2008.
Okay.
So 15 years now.
Okay.
We registered in 2010 and opened our first home in 2011. So for the last 12 years, we've been operating children's homes, and we've grown over time, from 1 home to 5 homes.
Wow. That's quite a big responsibility.
It is actually.
That's a huge fundraising responsibility.
Very much.
So this store drives the fundraising for those homes?
So to be honest, 80% of the funding that we need, we generate through financial support.
Okay.
In good years, 30% of our annual budget is generated through our own trading activities.
Okay.
Hotel Hope Interiors,
Okay.
Republic of Hope charity shop, and the Hope charity shop. We also have a small carpentry workshop where we help unemployed men or previously drug addicted men to make very, very rudimentary, kind of storage boxes, small children's furniture out of recycled pallet wood.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, this is a charity that is partially self-funded.
That's correct.
That's
exactly.
very unusual.
Thank
That
you.
is very unusual in the
Yes.
South African landscape. You must be pretty proud of yourself.
I love the idea, and I think it's actually the way charities should go,
Yes.
and what it also means is that none of the funds that we raise of the finances is actually used for admin costs.
Okay.
Everything that we need for admin, for administration, for our bookkeeper, etc., is actually generated through our own trading activities.
That's very impressive. That's
Yeah,
very
thank you.
impressive.
So 100%
Very impressive.
of any financial support goes actually straight to the children.
That's
and that's a
great.
strong message to put out
Yes.
in terms of funding.
I'm certain your funders must be very kind of secure to know that if they put funding into your organization, it's all going to benefit the beneficiaries and not the organizational structures.
That's correct. Exactly. Yeah. Strong point.
So today we're here to talk about how upcycled and reused textiles are driving social change.
Yeah.
And within your model, you're doing some incredible work in that space.
Thank you.
So can you explain to us, where do your upcycled textiles come from?
Yeah.
What do you do with them once they get in the store, and then who buys them?
Absolutely. So here at Hotel Hope Interiors, our clientele is actually very upmarket. Really proud to say we even have one of South Africa's foremost fashion designers as one of our clients. Not buying clothing.
Dying to know who that is.
And I won't name names or become a name dropper, but he is a fantastic guy, and dresses the most amazing women. But he actually loves us for the small items, tea sets, and all the smalls that we see that you see in the shop too. So where do our clothes come from? Actually, the clothing is all donated. I'm German, by originally I've been living here since 2006, and I continuously ask for donations in Europe, particularly on the clothing side, because that is something that people can bring with if they are on a business trip, or if they come for holidays to South Africa. They bring an extra suitcase and bring it. Everything that I'm wearing is coming from our rails.
Okay, so this is all thrifted clothing.
I have not in 16 years bought anything in a store except a set of underwear.
That's amazing.
Really.
That's
no shoes,
quite impressive.
No socks,
that's quite
nothing.
Impressive.
Yes, and I love that. But what very interestingly enough, we get support from Lufthansa. Lufthansa, the German airline, and they have actually, they loved the idea too, and have asked their staff that is coming, stewardesses, stewards, and the cockpit crew, who are coming to South Africa, to actually bring extra luggage for Hotel Hope. We pick it up in the crew hotel, and that actually, the majority of what you see there are actually European brands. And that makes it extra special.
Yes. So your customers would come here because they know they can find a beautiful curated collection of quality European clothing here.
I could not have said that better. That's exactly, Melanie, why our clients are coming here. And really, I mean, if you see at the moment, kind of our regular clientele is actually quite upmarket. But for example, you find with us a Gap shirt, that would be 900 Rand retail, we sell it for 150. Something like that. So we are very kind of we are a little label conscious in this particular store, but it makes sense for us. Also because I strongly believe, we also support people in the townships, so we give a lot of clothing away, but you don't have to give the branded clothing, the Lacoste shirts or Pringle or kind of all the branded items. Actually a nice kind of good quality t-shirt is as good without a big name brand behind it for someone to wear in the townships. And I really believe that. So I'm very passionate about getting labels into the store, selling them at a good price, and in turn, kind of supporting our children. We have 40 children at the moment.
So if I hear you correctly, a big part of your job is to actually sort through the clothing that comes to you and then decide, okay, this is the most potential we can get out of this.
Absolutely.
We're going to put this on the upmarket rail.
Yep, very much.
And then you sift and sort. Now, earlier you told me a very interesting story about how you make sure that in that process you don't get overrun with stuff that doesn't sell.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So I just want to say, the sorting, we have actually 2 sorters who do that, full time. They do it for clothing, they do it for glassware, they do it for, kind of all kinds of donations. We have a strict regime here, in order to also keep it always fresh. I mean, as you can see, we don't have rails and rails and rails and rails of clothing. I can't even remember what you said, but it sounded fantastic. And it's a little bit like a capsule collection of good items. So we only keep items here in the store for 4 weeks. And if they haven't sold in 4 weeks, we actually take them, we reduce them by half and take them to one of our other stores. And there they come as new merchandise. And are selling at a lower price point to individuals who would like it. Then if they haven't sold there for half the price, we actually have a charity shop, the Hope charity shop here in Johannesburg, which is more of a jumble sale. And things are being sold for 10 Rand, 5 Rand, 10 Rand, 15 Rand. Nothing of our clothing is actually more expensive. So after 2 weeks in our medium priced store, they go into the Hope charity shop, stay there for another 2 to 4 weeks, and if they haven't sold at this low price point, we actually have a lovely thing where we bundle 50 items into a bag. We close the bag, so people can't pick and choose and say, oh, I only want children's clothing, or I only want winter when there's some summer in there. But what we do is we sell 50 items for 50 Rand.
Wow, that's a reasonable price.
Oh, it's an amazing opportunity, and it's a real, and we have a number of families who are solely supported by buying our 50 items for 50 Rand, and then informally, in townships, etc., sell them house to house, or they have a little, blanket on the floor and sell items there. And something that they buy for a Rand from us, they can easily sell for 10, in the township.
That's a wonderful job creation model that you've got going there.
It is actually in in a place like South Africa, where our biggest problem is actually unemployment. If we could get people employed, and I'm very passionate about employment, that's why I'm so passionate about the shops too, and employ people here, the carpentry workshop, the upholstery workshop, where people earn a salary to do a good job. Our painters who paint furniture. So if more people were employed in South Africa, I think all of our other social ills would reduce. Exactly. And we would have less crime, because people are often doing criminal acts because they need money. We would have less HIV. I'm totally convinced if people would get a lot of their positive emotions from work and their self-worth. They wouldn't have to go out and get it through sexual activity. And also, if you don't have 24 hours a day available, and if you're sometimes too tired, that's also sometimes a good thing. But also, for example, we have a huge amount of teenage crisis pregnancies, and we actually have an intervention in one of the townships in Alexandra. But also that would fall apart, would diminish. Because there's a lot of transactional sexual activity. So we're all in favor of people earning an income through their own entrepreneurial endeavors or being employed.
If I hear you correctly, you've got 40 children in an orphanage. You've got a handful of artisans who are making furniture. You've got a small army of hawkers who are selling the bottom end of the fabric. Is there any fabric that comes into your system that doesn't get used somewhere? Probably
not, to be honest. Number one, if things come in dirty, we wash them. So we, because often it's, sometimes just wore it for a week and, it just looks a little grubby. But once it's through the wash, it looks perfect. So it's resellable again. And then, yes, occasionally, there, comes a t-shirt with a big hole in the front, and we actually make rags of it. I cannot believe how many rags you need when you have 40 kids. So
Yes, it actually sounds as though you have a very good use even for those fabrics.
Exactly, absolutely.
So what do you enjoy the most about what you do?
For me, and I set up the business and the charity actually very much to fulfill my own dreams and desires. So I love the idea that every day is different and that I can be involved in so many very different parts of, kind of service provision.
Yes.
So from social work, yesterday morning I was at a hospital picking up an 18-month-old child that had been abandoned. That took all morning for me, together with our social worker. And in the afternoon I was at the store, kind of just making sure that things look good, knowing that you were coming.
And today you're on film.
And today I'm on film. And funny enough, and normally, I spend at least half a day in the office, on fundraising proposals, on, HR issues, etc., etc. So it's kind of that wide mix that I love about my job.
It sounds to me as though you've engineered a life you enjoy.
Very much, absolutely, yeah.
That's incredible.
And it's very interesting because I've always, if someone asks me, what do you want to get out of that? I actually want to have fun.
Okay.
I want to have fun doing what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm actually not salaried because I had a successful business in England, so I was able to use that, sell it, and use the proceeds to support myself. But in return, I definitely want to have fun in what I'm doing as a full-time volunteer.
I love that. I'm so fascinated with volunteerism as a concept, as an idea. And here you're telling us it can be a lifestyle.
It absolutely, yeah. So maybe I just tell you, many years ago, I coined a philosophy for myself, and that is, kind of, we have to learn, then we earn, and then we have to return what we've learned and earned, because otherwise, what is life about otherwise if we don't pay it forward?
Yes.
And if we help the next generation and or people around us.
Yes.
So I'm in my third kind of phase of life,
Yes.
of the returning what I've
Yes.
learned and earned,
Yes.
and that's actually a very happy place to be.
I can see that.
Thank
Your smile extends all the way to your eyes. It's wonderful to see.
Thank you. Good. I'm glad.
Thank you so much for this beautiful window into your world. I appreciate the time you've spent with us today very much.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Pleasure.